Why, as humans, are we compassionate enough to end the suffering of a beloved pet, but we cannot and will not do the same of a parent, grandparent, or loved one? Euthanasia should be considered an end-of-life decision. It gives people power over their own lives, a sense of peace, and the ability to end senseless suffering when faced with a terminal illness. Hello, my name is Philip, and I'm here today to tell you why I support the rights of a person choosing euthanasia with a terminal illness. To understand euthanasia, it is important to look at what euthanasia actually is, the story behind it, and why it is important to have as an option in life. The first point I'll cover is the definition and difference between assisted suicide and euthanasia. According to dictionary.com, assisted suicide is facilitated by another person, especially a physician, who organizes the logistics of the suicide as by providing the necessary quantities of a poison. This differs from euthanasia because assisted suicide doesn't necessarily involve ending a life-threatening situation. Also, according to dictionary.com, euthanasia is called mercy killing, the act of putting to death painlessly or allowing to die as by withholding extreme medical measures a person or animal from an incurable, especially a painful disease or condition. Now that I've covered the definition and the differences, I will talk about the history of euthanasia. The history of euthanasia spans as far back as Greek mythology, where the word actually derived from. In Greek, it means happy or fortunate in death, according to Christian Life Resources. There are also accounts of ancient tribes that and modern tribes who abandoned their aged and even stomped, clubbed, or choked them to death, sometimes at the person's request. This also happened in Eskimo cultures. A family would abandon an elderly family member to the ravages of nature at his request. It has also been seen in modern days with a euthanasia bill that was introduced in Ohio legislature in 1906, but it was defeated 78 to 22. There were almost 12,000 cases of active euthanasia reported in the Netherlands, and over half of those were non-voluntary. For the first time in the USA history, Oregon was the first state to pass an assisted suicide bill in 1994. In addition to the definition of history, I would like to share why I feel a person deserves the right to end their suffering. First off, the government could save billions of dollars in healthcare from not having thousands of people laying in hospitals for an extended amount of time with a terminal illness. Drugs for assisted suicide cost about $40, making them less expensive than providing health care. Secondly, I believe any competent person that is terribly ill should have the right to avoid prolonged, excruciating pain and embrace a timely and dignified death, which is just a fraction of what liberty is all about. In conclusion, I have covered some definitions, the history of euthanasia, and why I feel someone has the right to choose to end their life in a peaceful fashion, instead of being full of pain. All this supports my stance on a person's right to choose. Thank you.